Breaking news this morning out of Afghanistan. Sources say the U.S. Is now completely pulling out all U.S. personnel from the U.S. Embassy in Kabul over the next 72 hours. That is different from what we heard on Thursday from the president, who said some personnel would be pulled out.
Yeah, right now, as the Taliban is closing in on Kabul, the evacuation of U.S. Embassy personnel is well underway. A U.S. official says the goal is to get them out by Tuesday, if not sooner. Right now, you're looking at video shot by CNN that appears to show U.S. helicopters flying above Kabul, possibly carrying U.S. personnel.
CNN's Clarissa Ward is live in Kabul, Afghanistan. Clarissa, help us understand what's happening there, and good morning.
Good morning, Christy. There's a lot of moving parts here. You mentioned the evacuations of U.S. Embassy personnel. I mean, we have just heard a nonstop stream of choppers all morning going back and forth from the embassy to the airport. We also saw an Apache gunship accompanying several Chinooks. That gives you a sense, I think, of just how tense things are here. And that's because the Taliban are now very much outside the gates of Kabul. We heard earlier a statement from Zabiullah Mujahid, who is the spokesperson for the Taliban. He said that they're not going to enter the city violently, that they want to enter peacefully. He urged people to stay at home, not to try to flee. He said that there would be a blanket amnesty, basically, for anyone who had worked with the government or with security forces, as long as they did not try to fight the Taliban. And we also are being led to believe that there are sort of ongoing last-minute talks between the Taliban, between the government of Ashraf Ghani, the Afghan president, to try to come up with some kind of an interim government, a sort of peaceful transferal of power. We heard from Afghanistan's defense minister, again, urging people to not panic, saying that the city of Kabul is still very much under control, that defenses are strong, and that negotiations are ongoing to come to a peaceful conclusion. But I can tell you, Christy, that that message is not being embraced on the streets of the capital. It has been incredibly chaotic here this morning, with people just desperately trying to get out of the city. The streets have been choked with traffic, long lines outside the passport office. Everybody frantically worried about what will happen when Taliban fighters do enter the capital, as it appears may be happening in the coming hours or days, depending on how those talks go. We just don't know. Christy, Boris?